قلوبنا نرفع صلاة.
Lived here with his deacon named Uncle Malak. Pope Kyrillos performed a miracle on Uncle Malak when he was healed from his illness. In this historical place there is Pope Kyrillos's birth certificate, his famous metal cross, and a press cutting from the official newspaper by Pope Kyrillos announcing the apparition of St. Mary in El Zaytun.
شماس كان بيصلي في القداس. عم مليكة كان شماس كان بيصلي في القداس. ويا أبونا من الراهب ويا أبونا من الراهب بيطاحونا وسط الأقداس. وفي يومها وفي يومها لكن رب المجد اتمجد وابعت ابونا مين يشيلها. عم مليكة كان شماس كان بيصلي في القداس. عم مليكة كان شماس ويا ابونا مين الراهب ويا أبونا من الراهب بيطاحونا وسط الأقداس. زاروا أبونا من في البيت صلى له رشمه بالزيت. زاروا أبونا من في البيت صلى له رشمه بالزيت. واداله قربانة ياكلها واداله.
The Virgin Mary Church in Mahdi was visited by the Holy Family on their way to Jerusalem. It is sited on the bank of the River Nile, a distinguished site in the Al Mahdi district to the south of Old Cairo. On Friday the 3rd Barmahat, the 12th of March 1976, after the morning liturgy at the church in Mahdi, people noticed an object floating on the river near the steps from where it is believed the Holy Family had embarked. Some members of the church came down to have a closer look and discovered that it was a Bible floating on the water. It was opened at Isaiah 19:25, "Blessed be Egypt, my people." Despite the inundation of water and the heaviness of the book, it was still afloat, and this was considered a miracle in itself and a sign of God's special blessing for them. St. Barsuma was born in Cairo in 1257 AD. He was an only child and conceived after long prayers and fasting. Therefore he was named Barsum, son of fasting. When his parent died, his uncle took all his inheritance. Barsum did not argue for his rights, but deserted the world and all its pleasures. He lived an ascetic life, and his dress was only a wool cloak. Therefore he was called El Erian. He lived in a cave where there was a big snake. He prayed to Jesus Christ and signed himself and the snake with the sign of the cross and recited Psalm 27, "The Lord is my light and my salvation." He ordered the snake to stop moving and said, "From now on be blessed, and you shall have no power." The snake obeyed his words. In the monastery we find the following: his relics, an ancient church, a palm tree which was discovered during a clean-up of the land of the monastery at the end of 1995, had its trunk branching into three at the height of 1.7 meters. Normally branching in palm trees occurs at the base of the trunk. Therefore this tree is thought to resemble the Holy Trinity, 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. There are workshops, carpentry, framing and wood carving, a new cloth weaving factory, embroidery, lace and knitting, a loom workshop, candle workshop, socks and stocking manufacturer, leather workshop, and church vestments, vestments for bishops, priests and deacons, drapes for altars and sanctuaries, communion vestments for bishops and priests, and many other activities. This cathedral is located in Zabaleen area, which is inhabited by poor people who earn their money by litter collecting. The cathedral is named after the Virgin Mary and St. Simon in commemoration of the legend of the moving of Mokatan Mountain in November 979, when Simon the Tanner was chosen to fulfill this miracle. The cathedral was built by the poor people of the area. Al-Zabaleen means garbage collectors. The monastery contains 7 churches and chapels hidden in a series of caves in the Mokatan Hills. The cathedral carvings on the wall were done by a Polish artist. The carvings illustrate stories from the Bible, such as the Holy Family journey and the Nativity scene. St. Bishoy's monastery is one of the ancient monasteries which has a leading spiritual position. St. Bishoy was born in the Egyptian Nile Delta in 320 AD. His parents were deeply religious, and it is said that in a dream one night, an angel of the Lord asked for services of one of his mother's children. St. Bishoy's mother gave the angel a selection of her children, and the angel chose Bishoy. A frail child, his mother thought, but the angel might do better. But the angel said that the Lord's power in frailty is perfect. At the age of 20, Bishoy joined the monastery of Satir. The monastery has prepared guest houses to accommodate guests and visitors. They are equipped with what is needed for their rest during the celebration period, until they return back joyous, full of spiritual blessings and the benefits of the intercession of the great Saint Bishoy. In his monastery, defensive towers have been part of the architecture of Wadi al-Makrum's monasteries since the 5th century. This was a time when the Berbers often attacked monasteries in the area. St. Bishoy Monastery is where His Holiness Pope Shenouda III has established a papal residence because of his eagerness to practice monastic life in the midst of his tremendous pastoral responsibilities. Usually he spends 3 days weekly in the monastery. St. Bishoy's body still exists in the Matroon Valley till this day in his old monastery. On the feast of St. Bishoy's departure on July the 15th, 8th of Abib of each year, His Holiness Pope Shenouda III makes sure to lead the celebrations in honor of the great saint and to join monks of the monastery in their joy for the feast of their intercessor. The monastery of St. Mary al-Suryan was established in the 5th century and was named after the Virgin Mary. Due to the occurrence of a dispute in the 6th century, the Orthodox left Deir Amba Bishoy and founded this monastery. With the end of this dispute, the monastery was abandoned and bought by some Syrian merchants for Syrian monks.